Welcome back to Ask Allison. Here is today's question. I'm having a hard time finding a full-time job because of COVID. Right now, I have a part-time private practice and I'm in the process of becoming paneled with insurance companies. I work full-time right now, but the job is terrible. It's very toxic to my physical and mental health. I'm considering quitting and diving fully into private practice because I don't feel as though I have any other options. What are your thoughts on this? So first, I'd like to thank Therapy Notes for sponsoring us. If you need a practice management system, they're who I recommend going with. I have the link for that for you guys. All right, so I am 100% on the get out of a toxic job train, and I know that that can be a process because of finances. I worked for 5 years in a full-time agency with a part-time practice. I stayed full in my part-time practice and plateaued. I wasn't interested in quitting my full-time job until that last year, when it got to be the kind of toxic place where, my work friends and I, on any given day, one of us was crying in the other's office. But I wasn't going to start a full-time practice because I knew we would be moving soon. And this was before telehealth was a thing. I maintained about 10 clients per week, part-time. And everyone who referred to me knew I was part-time and that I was usually full. Then I moved to a brand new state where I knew no one, and I didn't pick up an agency job, and I dedicated every workday to having the private practice that I wanted. It took a little bit for it to finally pick up, but within a few months, I was full with 24 clients a week. Now, that didn't happen in my part-time practice because I didn't have the time or the bandwidth to devote to actually marketing my practice. Now, that being said, I was the sole financial provider at the time. The 3 months of living expenses that I'd saved felt like it was going way too fast, and the financial pressure super sucked. So I enthusiastically recommend going full-time private practice, but I want you to have savings or some other way of paying your bills so that you aren't freaking out about money while you're trying to do clinical work and build a business. So I'd recommend investing in something to decrease the amount of time it takes to get full. We have the Abundance Party that's self-paced. It teaches you everything you need to know. And we're also opening the doors to the Inner Circle for 3 days near the end of the month if you're more interested in one-on-ones and group support. You can check out the party over at abundanceparty.com, and you can get on the wait list for the Inner Circle at www.abundanceparty.com/inner-circle. We'll include those links to make it easier for you. So to answer your question, it's like this terrifying jump that if you're spending your time wisely and you're using marketing best practices and actually doing the right things to get clients in the door, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. So if you need help with what are marketing best practices, we got you. If y'all have questions for Ask Allison, please DM me over on Instagram. I'm at abundance_practice_building. I'll talk with you later.